Today we're going to be making something I used to eat, but I no longer eat crabs. So I wanted some crab cakes, but I don't eat crabs, so I'm going to try to make this with fish. Okay, in preparing these fish cakes, you're going to need fish, and I'm using fillet flounder. You're going to need some OBay seasoning, or if you want to use Creole seasoning, you can. Breadcrumb, 1 egg beaten, the scallions, green onions, and this is only 1/4 cup. This is just a clear bowl. We're going to move that one. And then you're going to need some mayo. Now you can choose to get all these ingredients to make this, or you can simply take a shortcut and buy you some OBay crab cake seasoning and your brand of mayo, and I use Smart Balance, so you can use your brand of mayo for this. If you chose to go that route, you would eliminate having to have all of these other ingredients, because that is a complete ingredient. To get started, I want this fish to be flaky, and this is just fresh fish, and it's not going to flake. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cook it on the stove in a pan with just spraying the pan with Pam. Okay, as you can see, the fish is flaking a little, it's breaking up, and that's exactly what I want this to do. So cooking it a little bit on top before we get started might help out. Breaking apart really good for me, so I think this is enough of cooking this. And I think this only took me about less than 5 minutes. Now we're going to add in, it's kind of somewhat cool, I'll put the mayo in first. This is fish. I may have to add just a little more breadcrumbs because I want to be able to put it in a cake, but not have it too soft. And I'm thinking when I add this egg in there, it might just need a little bit more breadcrumbs, but we're going to add the egg in. That is 1 beaten egg. And mix that around. It's not so bad. And I think I'm going to add just a little more breadcrumbs because I'm using a very soft fish instead of using the crab cake. So take you in, let you see. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit more breadcrumbs, and then I'll show you. I do want to be very careful adding the breadcrumbs. I don't want this to taste just like breadcrumbs and not like my cake. Now all heating up, and I'm going to try to fry it over here, and I'm going to put this temperature right now on medium high heat so it can get really nice and hot. And I'll give it a test by probably dropping in an onion or something just in there to make sure that that oil is really nice and hot. I want to show you what I did. I dropped in a small little piece of this mixture to see how it's going to cook, and it's pretty hot right now, so I think the oil is ready for me to put the rest of the patties in. Some on a fork or however you want, pat it in your hand in the size patty you want, and use a spatula to lay it into the pan so you don't run the risk of getting splattered with hot oil. So lay it on the patty, on the spatula, and I'm going to set it in the pan. The recipe made 5 patties. If you make larger patties, you'll probably maybe get 4 patties. So I've got 5 patties out of this. And I'm going to let them cook on one side till they start bubbling around, and I can tell or see that they are brown, and then just simply flip them over, let them cook on the other side. Time frame should be about 5 minutes, but because I cooked the fish first over at the stove, the fish was done. Now that I've added the egg and the other ingredients, then I'm cooking it a second time. So if I zoom the camera in close, if I get it going the right way, when I'm saying how you can tell when it's time to flip it, you'll be able to see that it's browning around the edge, and you should be able to see that it's real nice and brown. So that shows you that that can be flipped. Okay. Move the camera back to its original position, and I'm going to flip this one open. The onions in this makes it splatter or pop, so just be careful not to get yourself hurt. Just a small side salad, and I am going to taste it and see. Well, it's falling apart, so that reminds me of my crab cake. Guys, this is good. This is good, especially if you've given up eating crab meat and you want to have that taste of having a crab cake. This is so good. And it's a welcome change from always having to eat the salmon patties. And I just kind of wanted to have that familiar taste of having crab meat. And I must say that the fillet of flounder is a very good choice to try. This is good. Now, if you'd like to see more videos, please comment below, like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And remember, Mom says a recipe is just the beginning. Get in the kitchen, explore, make something new. And this is new for me. So again, please try this. I'm sure you would love it. Just get you some flounder pieces and try it. Or try any other white fish that you like. But make sure it's a meaty white fish, and use the old-fashioned homemade recipe, or like I said, you can always buy the OBay seasoning and just use that. But this is a welcome change, and it's good. I'm going to have this for dinner, so I'm going to get off the camera so I can eat. Nice talking to you guys. Bye-bye.